Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11. Who you gonna call right now? 11 with Jenna. With Jenna. 11 with Jenna. Right now. 11 with Jenna. With Jenna. It's 11. Who you gonna call right now?
Hello, my name is Jenna. This is 11 with Jenna. I am here 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week. It is Wednesday, January 11th at 11:11. What a day. Wow. First, every flight in the United States was grounded in the morning. And then they lifted. I think Patty got off the ground maybe half an hour late. Other friends might. Grace and I were supposed to fly today. Not happening. Hello. We're waiting till the deluge is over. And went along on my day and your day. Did 11:11 because it is 11. There's 11 in everything about today. And went for a beautiful walk on the beach and out to the pier. And then all of a sudden my phone, I got 2 texts at the same time. I have this chime that my ringer for my texts is like I'm chimes, cling, 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 cling. And it was going cling, 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 like twice as long. And I looked down, and both my brother and my sister said, "Rest in peace, Jeff Beck." And I just, we had this moment, the 3 of us. And having older brothers and sister growing up in the 70s, it's what you listened to. I was listening to albums and reading books that, there were kids, probably, I know there were other brothers and sisters doing the same thing, but my brothers and sister exposed me to a lot of music that I don't think I would have heard had they not been around. And the Yardbirds and everything that Jeff Beck was ever about. I was able to see him twice in my life. And on my Facebook page tonight, which I probably should make sure that's even on as I sit here and chat away. Okay, I'm here. Hi guys. I'm going to edit the privacy, go public. Like any other icon in the world, and we're on Facebook and Instagram, you start to see people talking about it. And I have a lot of musician friends, chosen family. So it was to see guitar players that I've worked with, that I'm friends with, that musicians, people in the audiophile world sang such profound moments in their life. Fans, my friend Greg Martens was a friend of Jeff's, and his story. And I sat down for about an hour and I just kept scrolling, and then I would go to my friend Dave Schul's page and Michael Mong, who was on the show early on. He lives in Thailand part-time. Michael came on and wrote, the first time he ever saw him at the Greek Theater, was his most important concert of all time. Michael is a professional guitar player and one of the best that I know of. So Rolf and all these people writing just incredible. He was such a mentor, My friend Jerry just said, "Thanks for the lessons." And I just found this couple of paragraphs that I'd like to read. There are many reasons to cherish Jeff Beck. If nothing else, he will be remembered for maintaining one of rock's most iconic haircuts. save for a little judicious coloring in recent years, perhaps. Then there's the small matter of his guitar playing. No other British guitar hero, not Clapton or Page, not Green, Taylor, Blackmore, or Kossoff, nor any other fretboard giant from the 60s and 70s you care to mention has come close to matching Beck's extraordinary flair, outrageous virtuosity, or indeed his unparalleled longevity. His career has taken many twists and turns, but virtually among his peers he continues to push the envelope and explore the limits of his instrument, seemingly improving with each passing year. In 2020, more than 50 years after he first came to our notice in the Yardbirds, he remains as uncompromising and mercurial as ever, making music that excites and amazes in equal measure. I'm kind of trying not to. His jaw-dropping guitar skills have seen off 2 or 3 generations of upstart young shredders, and despite a mercifully brief flirtation with pointy heavy metal guitars in the 80s, Beck and his music have never gone out of fashion. Beck and his music have never gone out of fashion. As his old friend Jimmy Page said in 2009 when inducting Jeff into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, no one ever equaled what he has done. He shifted the whole sound and face of electric guitar music. No one. So if you're a music lover and just go listen to some Jeff Beck and turn it up really, really loud. Yeah. Really loud. I mean, I'm sure Carl can, everybody on here, Melanie, hey, see, I'm just reading you guys for the first time. Hey there, I was offline all day. Oh, wow. That's heavy, Carl. Yeah, I mean, it's, hey, John, but what you're doing with that drumming thing, John, you need to come back. The Sand Rabbits are playing this, is it Friday night, I think? Yeah, so, I mean, anybody that's been in the music world, that's, you know, everyone knows who the Yardbirds are, and if you don't, that's cool. Yardbirds, start there. And then you have 50 plus years, 55 plus years of music to listen to. Yeah. I wish I would have read that before I read it out loud, but Friday the 13th. Woo! Wow. That's this Friday. See, today is the 11th. Tomorrow is kind of a cool number too. Ha 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 ha. It is. Just add it up. Add up 1/12/2023. 1/12/2023. You get what I'm saying? So you go like this. You go. Let's get a little pencil. I do. I have pencils. January is 1/12/2023. 1 plus 1. You can add them all up. 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. Then the 23. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't like math, but I love numbers. Love, 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 love numbers. And it's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Some things just never change. Dear friend of mine, Sarah Hurley, painted that woman many years ago, and she sits on display in my bathroom. Actually, I didn't realize it until tonight, but she sits, and when I'm in the bathtub, I go, "Hey girl, what's up? What's up?" I'm kind of waiting for something here. Somebody to meet, somebody to So yeah, I wanted to rock on with some Jeff Beck music, but you know how it is. Mm-mm. 11 is heaven. It is Wednesday night. If you want to jump on for a little community night, I am public. Julie, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Gina Melita in the house. Tammy, hey, what's up? Yeah, I want to turn, if I turn on the music, then the show goes dark and I don't feel like doing that. But Carl, I would love sometime for you to call in and hear your experiences and um, inspiration behind that the master of electric shredding guitar, because Carl shreds. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh, okay. She's on the phone. She's on the phone. Doot. She's on the phone. Who's on the phone? Mm-mm. Tomorrow morning? I don't know. Tomorrow night? No idea. Friday morning. Mondo memory. Mondo memory. Mondo memory. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Keep it flowing. Oh yeah. Friday night. Displaced and share. Come show us something. I just bring things out and show you on time at times. Saturday morning, I think, is Jeff not going to be here again this Saturday? I can't remember. Was it the last 2 Saturdays he was not here? Or was it last week and this Saturday? I don't even know. I think he's going to be there this Saturday. I think. And then Saturday night, one more Saturday night with Gary Lambert from the Cape, from Sandwich. Sunday morning from bed, Sunday night shoe stories. We got some shoe stories coming on. That's right. And then it's Monday morning. We do Monday morning movement. And Monday nights, I don't think the joke thing really stuck. So I'm open. I'm open to any ideas you have for our Monday nights. And then it's Tuesday morning, and we make smoothies. And Tuesday night, always open to something. And Wednesday morning, sometimes we walk. Today I did walk, but I walked before and after. And then Wednesday night is community night, and tonight we had a guest, but I think maybe she's not coming on. Something suddenly came up. It happens. It definitely happens. Oh, well, come on, girl. There is no chat. I see nothing. So jump on. I will send you the Zoom link if you need it again. Hi, Beth. How are you? Because I'm sitting here waiting, sitting on top of the world. Sitting on top of the world. Gotta be a special lady. She is a special lady. And a very exciting girl. But I don't see you. And I don't see your chats, no. No, I really don't. So I'll just keep singing for a little while longer. And I will send you the link in case you're not there. And I'm here. And that's right. Am I still on here? Hi, Beth. Hey. No, we're not doing live. We're on Zoom. You have the Zoom link, but I just sent it to you again. Same Zoom link for coming up on 3 years, March 23rd. Yeah, we're not on Facebook Live. I'm in my house. We're on Zoom. Zoom, Zoomba, Zoom. Come on and Zooma, 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 Zoom. Come on, give it a try. Beth, when are you going to come be on the show? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, there was no chat. Just the one message that I just saw from you. You have to log into Facebook through this link. No, honey. No. The link I sent you was the link for you to invite your friends. But this link that you're using is the one that we've always been using. Ladies and gentlemen, quick visit with Gina Melita. Hey, you. Unmute, unmute, unmute.
So I'm so sorry. Like, hi.
Hi.
Hey, hi. Sorry, I don't know my login for Facebook. I just opened it up on my phone and it's like, where's your login? I'm like, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you the password to Facebook if I had to. And
Well,
but
it
I
wasn't
tapped
for
the link.
Facebook.
It said log into Facebook. I'm like, I am logged in, but I'm like, you gotta just invite me live. So don't know why.
No, we don't. I'm not doing live. I'm not
Well,
doing it. But you know how you pop on the show a lot and you just come on with your Zoom link? That's how this show is.
well, the link that you sent me this morning or yesterday, whenever
the
it
link
was,
that I sent you yesterday, actually sent it to you yesterday,
that I saw this morning,
is my face.
was
is-
whatever the
well,
hell it
actually-
made me want to log into Facebook. So I'm just letting you know that happened.
Well, because
Here
you're
we are
not.
now.
Because can I explain? Because you're telling your side of it. I'll tell you my side. I sent it to you
Sure.
yesterday, and
Okay.
you posted it last night about being
Yes.
on the show, and that's
Yes.
the link to my page, so that your friends could come on the show. On the Facebook to say they can see you. That's my Facebook personal
Oh,
page.
I didn't realize
But
that.
the
I thought
Zoom-
that was for me to get on the show.
No, the
Because
Zoom that you
earlier I
always
almost
jump
said
on.
like, hey, send me a link to get on the show because I don't have that saved anywhere. I don't know how to get on that. So no, I don't
you
know.
jump on the Zoom a lot, girl. You've jumped on quite a bit.
Yeah, because you always send me an invite. You invite me just like you did just now. Like you invite me, the thing, you send me the link and then I tap it every
But
time.
the link is in your. The link is. I'll argue with you if you want. The link
I'm not
is
arguing.
in your.
I don't understand the process. And so I didn't understand what that link was yesterday. So I thought it was for me to tap to get on your show. And it wasn't. It was to send to friends, which I didn't do. I just copied
No,
your
you
name.
did post it. Yeah,
I copied
that's
your
my
name.
link.
Yeah, which
That's
wasn't
my
to get
link.
on, which wasn't to get on the show though.
I'm not gonna. You know what? We got 5
We're
minutes.
not arguing.
Tell me what you had for dinner tonight.
I didn't have dinner tonight. I had a big lunch. I had a handful
What'd
of
you have for
almonds.
lunch?
Yes, I had a handful of almonds I had for lunch. I had some, it was, just a couple things from the kitchen that I work in. So it wasn't very exciting. I had some salad from the salad bar. And I tasted the orange chicken, which needed more soy sauce. And I tasted the fried rice, which isn't really technically fried, but it tasted really good. And
How do you make fried
a little
rice
slice
that's
of the
not technically
Cubano.
fried?
Yeah. What?
How do you make fried rice that's not fried?
You make rice and then you add all the seasonings to it as if it were fried rice, but you don't actually fry it. We don't have any way to fry that much rice. We don't have a tilt skillet or anything like that. So we just make rice and then season it. And most everybody's okay with it. Tastes good. It's not technically fried rice, but it's good. Yeah.
And you serve that with the orange chicken?
Yes, orange chicken and some teriyaki Napa cabbage and I forget what else we had on there. We also had a side.
Did you guys ever have teriyaki Napa cabbage when you were in high school or junior high lunch?
Probably not. Teriyaki
That
sauce
sounds
by the
pretty
gallon
amazing.
wasn't readily available back in the 70s and 80s, but now it is. Yay!
Crazy.
Pretty good stuff.
What have you been serving this year that's new?
Well, we started doing we really got into, now that COVID is not over, but a lot less restricted. We've really gotten into doing action stations where it was inspired actually by COVID, so people wouldn't be touching their own stuff. We would have one person who's a Sage employee actually making plates for people that they could customize. It's action station is what they're called. So we've sort of started doing more of those. One of my favorites that is a runaway favorite that's popular with the students. I knew I hoped it would be fun and people would like it, but I wasn't sure. Is the build your own meze plate, which is like the Mediterranean plate, you know, with hummus as the base, and then pita. We make our own pita chips, and that's like the base of it, and then all the toppings go along with it. You know, olives, feta, roasted red peppers. You know, the Kalamata olives, and the what's the other one I was thinking of, the pepperoncinis, and then you know, roasted chicken shawarma if you want it not vegetarian, and just lots of different nice toppings for that. So when somebody gets, we also offer grape leaves. I mean, I buy them, but you know, stuffed grape leaves, I buy them, but you know, just so they can have like a whole Mediterranean spread, and people love it. They go bats. And we make our own hummus. I mean, we make a lot of our stuff ourselves. So the high school students really like it. I think that, you know, it's really cool to be at a high school level cooking because they're so much more exposed. You know, we're not limited to the little kid palate. And these kids, you know, they know how to eat. They live in New Orleans for the most part. You know, they understand what cuisine is. And even though some of them just want, you know, a chicken tender and a French fry, there are quite a quantity of others that they want a little bit more, and it's really fun. So I'd say that is one of the things we've really started this year. Yeah.
That sounds good. And is that a separate charge?
Well, the account that I run is retail, so everything's a charge. What that means is that it's not included in their tuition. So like tuition is lower than other private schools around because they have to pay for their food if, you know, if they want to eat it, which is an extra challenge because if the food isn't good, then they won't eat it. So, you know, it's not like, well, we're stuck with this food. We have to eat it whether we want to or not because we are charged for it in our tuition. If they want to bring a salad or a pasta or dinner or whatever, something from Panera, from, you know, they can, but they choose to eat the food that we make because it's delicious and it's great. So it is not an extra charge. It is just the charge. It's a small entree. It's $5. Big plate of beautiful hummus and stuff and all these things is $5. Yeah, and the parents load up their accounts and they bring their little IDs. What's that?
Oh, they have like a card? Do they have a
yeah,
card?
it's all part of their, there's a barcode on their student IDs, and that barcode is linked to a lunch account, and they load it up with money, and then they charge whatever they want as they want it. And sometimes they just get a bag of chips, and sometimes they eat like breakfast, lunch, and snacks. Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you. What's the most that you've seen?
Popcorn, shrimp, and mac and cheese is our most popular entree. After that is going to be the chicken tenders and French fries, but we only run that twice a week. Popcorn, shrimp is once a month.
Did somebody ever order? Did they ever spend like $40 on lunch
in a day? Oh no,
yeah.
I mean, you couldn't. I don't know that you could eat that much. I mean, like seriously, like our whole big plate of food with like chicken and rice and vegetables and something is only like it's not even $6. It's like $5.75. So I mean, you'd have to eat like 4 of those to get. I mean, you'd have to eat so much. I mean,
do that?
But they could buy it for their friends. I don't track that, but no, unless they're buying for their friends. Some people do buy for their friends, and then I get an angry email from their parents, but that's only happened like twice. And honestly, I had to go back into video footage and be like, y'all, I'm just putting this out there. Your daughter literally stood there and like paid for stuff. You're welcome to come in and check it out. I mean, it was like crazy because we have security cameras everywhere. It's a school. And I was like, let me go check this. I was like, I went back and checked to see if anybody else was using your daughter's card. And I realized that it wasn't that your daughter was charging stuff for her friends. You know, I'm sorry to let you know this, but you may want to have a discussion with her. I'm not the police. Like, it's not my job to police that stuff. But if they're accusing me and they want a refund, that's our money. And I'll investigate it. Because it's like, I don't know how to tell you this, but have a discussion with your daughter. That you either she can or cannot buy food for her friends, but don't lie about it. I've got people on a lot of lies. Yeah, a lot of lies. It's interesting. Yep.
What about dessert?
We freshly baked cookies every day. We buy David's cookies, the 3-ounce big chocolate chip cookies, and those are our most popular. We probably sell 200 of those a day, maybe a little more. And then we also have, we do chocolate pudding with Oreo. So we do a little Oreo, crushed Oreos and pudding and whipped cream. We're getting back into baking. I haven't had a team member that could just, I mean, it's not like we buy mixes and things, but it's still fresh baked there. You know, we don't buy pre-made stuff. Or do like sometimes we do brownies. We do like sheet pan brownies and we cut them into nice big squares, and cakes where we put some frosting on them and then, you know, funfetti or whatever. So we have desserts and ice cream. We have full Hershey's freezer full of desserts. And it's mostly, and we buy pastries from a local pastry shop, Maple Street Pastries, which are donuts, muffins. I mean, that's breakfast fare, but whatever we don't sell at breakfast, we just wrap it in plastic and put it out for lunch, and the girls eat it all day long. So, yeah, they eat well.
Do they go to school? Does breakfast happen before school starts?
Yeah. We serve breakfast from 7 to 8, and school starts at 8:05. And then we actually have the breakfast spread available up until 10 o'clock, 10:10 actually, because at 10 o'clock, there's this thing called locker break where they can go to their lockers, but everybody floods the kitchen. I mean, floods the dining room. They all come and it's madness. It's like a sea of people, and it's like tater tot bonanza, tater tots and muffins. It's like they go bats. Oh, we also have waffles, like a waffle station. Like we make the batter, and then they can pour in the batter on the cups, and they make their own fresh waffles. Yeah, it takes like 5 minutes to make a waffle, dip things when it goes, and we have the syrup and all the toppings and stuff. So yeah, it's actually they eat well. I'm telling you, I make sure that I put it out to the parents, especially for new oncoming parents, that don't worry about your daughter eating breakfast or lunch. We got this covered. It's less expensive than other stuff, you know, but you don't have to worry about making breakfast in the morning. Just get them to school and they're good. You know, there's plenty to eat. And there really is. It's not just sweet stuff. You know, we do biscuits every day, sausage biscuits, English muffin sandwiches with sausage, egg, and cheese, croissant sandwiches with bacon, egg, and cheese, not bacon with egg and cheese. So anybody who doesn't eat meat can have those. French toast sticks, make your own waffles, full on, all the potatoes.
Incredible.
Yeah, every day. It's great. It's actually really fun. My chef is amazing. He's a workhorse. He's incredible. I'm actually the director. I'm not the chef. No, I'm not the chef. I am a chef, but I'm not the chef. I'm the director. I make sure that everything is where it should be, how it should be. And then I write the menus and make sure that all the product is there and do all the ordering and stuff. I'm not the chef.
Fun. Well, I'm going to ask you a chef question.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm not a meat etter.
I know.
I dabble.
Right.
A friend of mine gave me from her farm.
Right.
Some fillets.
Okay.
They're like this big.
Baby little fillets. Yeah, petite fillets.
They're in the freezer right now.
Okay.
I was going to take them out tonight, and I want to cook them tomorrow.
Okay.
How do I cook them?
Okay, so be sure that they're fully thawed, which wouldn't be a big deal because they're so small, which is good because petite fillets are actually really nice. I like those the best myself, especially since you're not a big meat eater. You don't need big fillets. Don't overcook them. Cook them to about, I'm going to say medium, because you're not a big meat eater. How do I know it's medium? Well, there's a great way to find that out. So here's how you tell how something is cooked. Yeah, you do it on your hand. So put your hand out. Can you see me? Okay. Yeah. I have to do this again. Okay, so when you touch your pinky, that's rare. Okay, when you touch right here, that's rare. If you touch this and you touch the meat, here. If you put your thumb to your pinky like that, you see what I'm doing here? And you touch right here, that's what a rare steak feels like, especially a fillet. Fillets work really well with this. Not all meat cuts do this, but fillets are perfect for this. That feels like rare, really soft and squishy, right? Yeah. Go back to the next finger, touch. That's what a medium rare feels like. Okay. And that's kind of rare. Middle finger, this is a medium. Okay. That's where you want to be because you're not into the bloody, meaty thing, but you don't want it dry. It starts to get dry when you go here, and that's a medium well.
I want it here. I want it on I want the middle finger.
You want the middle finger. Yep. And that's a medium. Okay. Yep. So and pretty much like it's like rare.
This is burned.
And also, what's that?
Is this burned?
It's not really burned if you cook it right. It's just that there's no more juice left in it. And so it's very dry. And a lot of people are concerned about food safety, so they want to cook their meat. But since you're getting this from a farm that you know it's sustainably raised, and also this is not a ground meat product. This is a whole meat product. So the inside of all whole cuts of meat is sanitary. There's no bacteria inside of the meat. It's only when you grind it or the exterior. Inside is clean, just so you know. So it's the ground meat that'll kill you. So, I mean, seriously, but whole cuts of meat, you don't have to worry about the interior of them. It's the exterior that can get weird. So when you hear about E. coli, it's not a cut of meat. It's a ground meat because there's hundreds of cows in a pound of ground meat that you buy at the grocery. What I do is I buy a chunk of chuck that looks good and red and pretty, and then I put it through my meat grinder that I have attached to my little KitchenAid, right? And I call it a day, and I make hamburgers. So I know that it's safe and sanitary, and then I can eat it medium rare.
So but you don't buy ground meat
unless I'm doing something like where I cook it, like I'm making chili or something like that. Unless I'm cooking it, normally, no, I would just buy it. And I mean, it doesn't take long. I got a grinder. It's no harder to clean than a butter. Same thing. And it's done. It's not that serious. It's a little piece of meat. I mean, if you're grinding like 100 pounds of meat, yeah, it's going to take you an hour. But I have a little, 2 pounds of meat. It's like, whoop, whoop, whoop. It's easy. My little KitchenAid attachment. And it's the best tasting burger you'll ever have because it tastes like meat. Yeah. Yeah, right. Apparently one is a male grinder. Yeah. Apparently there's one coming to me from my mom's house, but I haven't received it yet because she just downsized and there's a
cool. Yeah,
it clamps on the table.
Countertop and you sat there and ground the meat.
Well, if anybody out there has a KitchenAid, you can buy the blender you can buy the grinder attachments for like $20-$30. It's not expensive. Worth every penny.
Cool.
If you're into it.
KitchenAid, right down the street. Okay, so do I need butter? I want to put this on the stove.
I know we're talking about the steak. I'm thinking about this. You don't need butter. If you don't want butter, but it would be nice to kind of do that basting thing that you see on the Food Network.
That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
I mean, that's fine. You can. So yeah. So the way to do that is, okay, you want to put some oil in the pan, get it smoky, get it hot, smoky, not too smoky. A little smoke, you want to see those little bands of smoke, but not like, call the fire department, right? Okay. You get it like that. And you have your meat already seasoned. Okay. With a little salt and pepper. Now beef likes salt. Okay. This is the day you don't worry about hypertension.
Okay, so I'm going to start over. So it's been sitting out for a half an hour.
Because you're tempering it, so it's not too hot, so not too cold. Yeah.
Good. The meat. I put the oil in my cast iron pan.
Yes. You get it wavy, not too smoky.
Wavy, and then I'm going to put salt, Himalayan salt,
and pepper
on both sides
on your steak. Yep, on your steak. And then when you get that oil wavy, not too smoky, then you're going to take about if you have a stick of butter, you're going to take about 1/4 of an inch, maybe not even, maybe 1/8 of an inch of that butter. And you're going to put it in the pan. And while it goes, whoosh, you're going to put your steak in. Right? Because the oil has to be hot before you add the butter. Otherwise the butter goes, it's like a balloon that gets the air let out of it. You have to have the oil hot, wavy, not too smoky, then put in the butter. Okay, and then you add your meat, and then you've got the temperature right, and then you get the right coloring in the butter. Otherwise, the butter is like this flaccid little balloon that goes, "I'm sorry." It's pathetic to watch, and you know you've done it when you do it wrong. You know you've done it, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
But when
and
you
take
do it
all
right,
the
the
fat out of
butter.
the pan, start over again, and get that shit hot. True.
Okay, but when you put oil in, then you put the butter in. The butter's supposed to look like.
Be getting brown and fuzz and foamy, brown and foamy all at the same time.
Brown
And then you put your meat in.
Okay.
Then you put your meat in, and then the meat starts browning, and then just let it sit and kind of move. Maybe do a little swirl the pan a little bit, just to make sure that it's, not it's that the oil is and the butter is, searing that meat. And then, you don't really do the thing with the butter until you flip it. So make sure that you get a nice sear on one side. You want to see it start to get opaque up the edges, about a quarter of the way up. So you're going to have that getting gray and kind of getting, the bottom's getting brown, the sides are getting a little gray. Quarter of the way up, you get kind of gray. You want to make sure you got some brown under there. Then you flip it, add more butter, maintain your high heat the whole time. Then you flip it, add more butter, and then you do the spoony thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, can you put thyme, or you have some
thyme
herbs?
or rosemary or sage or all the above or whatever you like, cinnamon sticks, whatever you're into, doesn't matter.
Cinnamon stick with
Yeah,
steak.
I've never done that, but I'm like, if you wanted to try it, go for it. Why wouldn't you, right? Cinnamon and beef, what's not to like? I mean, that's the basis of like Eastern Mediterranean, like stuffed cabbage leaves, right? So why not put a little cinnamon in there? I don't know. I've literally I've never done that, but I might have to do that this weekend. That would be fun.
I think I might try that on one.
Yeah, try that. I bet it would be good. And some black pepper, and yeah. So and then you do that on the other side.
Over.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you're having a petite fillet, it's not going to take very long. So similar to how you do your salmon, you have a very set time on one side and a set time on the other. You probably want to do it the same amount of time on the other side, right? And then when you finally feel like it's cooked, not overcooked, and it has that nice feel, and with a fillet, you want to touch the sides, not the top, because the fillet is going to be higher than it is wide. Okay, so it looks kind of like a can.
And I want it to feel like this.
Like this. You go your middle finger and touch that. Did I get it wrong? Right. Yeah, I got it right. Rare, medium, right. Medium, well. Right. So you want it to feel like the middle finger, and then but on the sides, you go like squish on the sides of it, like this. Like if this were your right. And when it feels like that, then you want to put it somewhere warm, but not hot, to rest while you finish up doing whatever it is else that you're going to be, eating it with. And then, while it rests, all those juices that got scared from being seared, that flew into the middle, will slowly come back out of hiding and distribute themselves to the rest of the meat. So you have a very nice, even cooked piece of meat. Because if you cut into it too soon, those juices that ran to the middle will go all out onto your plate and not in the meat that you should be eating. And that's, I think, the best way I've been able to describe it ever. Is like, just give it a minute, let it rest, let it relax. Let those juices that got nervous go back out into the meat, and then you can eat it later. Like 5 minutes is all it needs. It doesn't need like an hour. 5 short minutes. And then you'll have a perfectly cooked piece of meat that has a lovely little brown crust on it, tastes delicious. That's filet. And if you mess it up, it's still filet. It's going to be delicious. You're not going to mess it up.
Standing ovation on that petite filet mignon, right? Petite
filet mignon.
Yeah, it's super cute. They're like this big.
Oh, I know. I love petite fillets. There's a steakhouse that I went to for my son's girlfriend's birthday with her parents, and her mom and she ordered the petite filet, and I ordered the regular filet. Because I never get the chance to do that. So I was like, I'm eating this thing. And they wrap it in bacon and it's really good. But they ordered the petite filet without the bacon. And it was beautiful, little tiny, sweet little steak, because they're both very small people. They don't eat a lot of meat. And it was beautiful. So I love that. I love that option to have just a smaller cut of meat, because I like a lot of vegetables in my food too. But once in a while, I will eat a steak. Once in a great while.
Yeah. Thank you. So,
How exciting!
speaking of exciting, are you planning anything to do in the next couple weeks in
Oh,
New Orleans?
Mardi Gras. Yes, yes, Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is so fun and so exciting. And I am so behind on all of my bra production. Usually, okay, for those of you who don't know, I am in a walking crew called the Bosom Buddies, and we bring out the breast in New Orleans, just saying. The Friday before Mardi Gras Day, we parade in the quarter. There's about 70 women that parade, and we got 30 gents that are, or they don't have to be gentlemen, they can be ladies too if they feel like it, but they're like our the breast friends, and they kind of like hang with us, help carry our stuff and hold our flags and everything. And so every year there's a different theme that's breast related. One year, it's like a boob tube, your favorite television shows, and everybody chooses a different television show that they loved. I was MTV. There's liquor. No, that was a different one. There was boobs in Toyland, right? And I was Hot Wheels, so I had a racetrack on my hat. It was kind of fun. So this year is Broadway.
Ooh,
I know, right?
got it.
Endless. And so I've chosen Sweeney Todd, which sounds weird, but I was in I wasn't in a production. I did tech and costumes for a production of Sweeney Todd when I did theater when I was in high school. I did a theater at a local theater company, and I knew how to sew, and I was interested in sound and lighting. So I wasn't in it, but I was there for every performance and all the backstage shit and making the sets. And it was an incredible production. I mean, really amazing. It was strangely incredible. Because the music's super challenging. It's like Sondheim,
Oh yeah, incredible music.
Yeah, incredible music. So and then out of nowhere in the 90s or something, like Helena Bonham Carter and Johnny Depp come out with this this movie. I'm like, Sweet Todd Lives. So I figure people will know it because famous people were involved at some point. It isn't just this abstract play that happened on Broadway sometime. So I'm doing that, and so it's gonna rock. It's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna do a bustle because it's back in the day, Jack the Ripper times, back in bustle, and I'm gonna have this big like fake tattooed gash across my neck, and I'm gonna have a beehive updo, not beehive really, but big updo with like razor blades in it. My breasts are gonna be meat pies. It's gonna be terrific. Yeah, I'm really excited. And then we have to decorate. What's that?
Right, you decorate other bras.
And then we decorate bras. So our signature throw, if you know anything about Mardi Gras, a lot of the crews have signature throws that are very special. You can only get at their parade. And so like Muses has the shoe, and Nyx has the purse, and Zulu has the coconuts. And so we have decorated bras, and they're really beautiful. I mean, I'll spend an hour to two on every single bra that I throw. And we're only allowed to make up to 10 bras because we want them to stay special. So, you might get 700 bras at a parade, and you'd be surprised how fast they go. And now that we've been around for, I think this is our, when was 2013? This will be our ninth year. And there was only 1 year that we did in March because of COVID. So our eighth parade, ninth year, people are starting to hear about us. And Bosom Buddies NOLA. People they show up, and they'll hunt you down. They track you. It's kind of freaky because we're a walking parade. We're not floats, walking parade. And there aren't enough barriers sometimes. People just start tugging on because I put them in Ziplocs, because if you toss them and they end up on the ground, you spend a couple hours on something. It's kind of like, it's like a little work of folk art, or, a little, at the worst of it, it's macaroni gluing, you don't want it to fall in a mud puddle. And there's a lot of that shit because we parade. We start on Bourbon Street, which is the only time I go to Bourbon Street all year long, is the day of my
Right.
parade. And we walk like six hard blocks, maybe probably like 20 blocks, maybe.
Okay, 20.
It's not a long parade. Blink and you'll miss it. I'm just saying, it's like do 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 do. Okay, let's party, and we do. So I put them in Ziplocs, and people get really aggressive sometimes, like trying to steal your throws, which is completely bullshit. When we started out, nobody knew what the hell was going on our first year because I'm a founding member. I'm like one of 3 founding members that are still in the crew, besides the captain, who's a friend of mine. Um, and like nobody knew what was going on. They were just like, "What the hell? It's like Friday morning. Why are these women walking around in bras and tutus and hats?" They're like, "Cause it's Mardi Gras." So that's what I do every Friday before Mardi Gras. So be there, aloha in the quarter.
Well, if last year you were making bras and you came on the show, would you come on
Oh, I'd
when you have
love to. I would
good?
love to. It's so fun. And I'll take over my entire dining room table with all my shit, my glue gun. And I would
Yeah.
love to do that. It's
So
so
we
fun.
were
It's
there
so,
last year with you. I
yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, it's really great. It's never a dull moment. Like you gotta get this bra. You're like, it's like a blank canvas. You're like, we'll start with the beads here. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is like, they all take on a name for me. Like, it's like, ooh, this is the co-ed on spring break. And I'll put little martini glasses and like, but it's pink and tiny, you know what I mean? It's like a pink, tiny bra. You're like, ooh, like a little martini, like little, because, you go to the art store and buy a bunch of little tidbits and things. And then you like try to create a mood. And then I'm like, oh, this is Brazilian Carnival. It's like a slightly larger bra. It's like this deep violet. And I put like pink and gold and feathers. So like, they all take on a different personality for me. And I kind of get into it. I'm like, this one looks good, but it's a little too, I'm like, oh, old school Mardi Gras. It's like just lots of green and gold and purple and, more and more and more of that dice and stuff. So I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. It's how I get my crafty
Third
out,
week in February. We need to meet before the 21st, so that before the like
before the
around the
17th.
15th, around Valentine's 15th ish, 16th.
Yeah. Maybe before then, because I'm going to be I have a terrible
Whenever it works
history
for you.
of missing my parades I love the most because they're right
Hi, Scott.
before my walk. And I miss muses. I'm never missing muses again because that happens the Thursday
I
before my
love
walk.
music.
I'm getting that shit done early,
I
says
love
she.
music.
It's so incredible. It's like the best parade. I love it so much. And it's the night before my walk. So like it muses, and then it's like muses, you're there. You're there late too, because that shit goes late. Especially now that they shorten the fucking parade routes. I'm sorry, don't get me started. And then you're like, oh shit, I gotta be up at like 7 a.m. because I gotta be on a bus and from the garden district into the quarter at 7 a.m. in costume with all my throws and everything else. So that shit has to be lock, stock, and barrel waiting by the door when I get home from Muses. So if I'm still gluing bras on Thursday night, no bueno. So we'll tune in like a Sunday, like 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Okay. And then you can show up.
We'll talk. We'll talk offline. Yeah.
Talk. I love talking with you. I miss you. I would love to be there for Mardi Gras this year. But I'm going to be somewhere.
Where will you be?
I will be on the 21st. I will be. Usually I'm in Mexico, but I'm not going this year.
Oh, really?
I will be on my way to Portland, Maine.
Oh my God, I freaking love Portland. You need cool people to hang out with because I got lots of people in Portland to hang out with. Yeah, no, you don't.
I'm
singing
at a big concert. Huge concert. It's the 60th birthday for my friend Greg Martens, who I'm sure we have connection with. And it's a big fundraiser. It's to raise money for a food bank. And Oteil Brundage is playing. It's this big, cool, hippie, groovy thing, and I'm singing like a bunch of songs with different people. And yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm flying to Boston. And then I go to Portland, Maine. So if you know anyone in Portland that would want to go to this and know anyone in Boston that wants to go to this concert, let me know.
I know people around Boston that might be interested. I know people in Portland that probably would be interested. So yeah. Oh my God.
I'll send you the posters.
Yeah, for sure. Post them up and I'll tag people on it and be like,
there's
y'all,
like
this is happening.
People performing at it.
Oh my God, that's bananas.
Nice.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Portland. I love Portland so much. I love it.
I'm excited.
Oh my
I've only
God.
been there one other time for a gig, 2 times, and one other time
Okay.
during my birthday. But yeah,
Eat oysters while you're there. Go
Oh,
to anywhere there and eat oysters. If you eat
every
oysters.
day.
Oh my God, they're
Every
the best.
day.
I mean, and I live,
Every day.
okay, full disclosure, I live in New Orleans. I do not like Gulf oysters because I am spoiled by West Coast and Northern oysters because they're salty,
Right.
briny, and tiny. They're so delicious,
Yeah,
so
girls.
good. I mean, I can just like, and the ones here, they're kind of like, it's like the difference in the water. The water here is
Yeah.
warm and they grow, they get big and flabby, but they don't have the flavor. They're big. The ones up there are like so good. They taste like all the herbs and
Tiny.
cucumbers and
Zuni
seaweed.
oysters. Yeah.
All the oysters.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll call you.
Yes,
Now I'm hungry.
do. I know, right? I'm not
Oh,
hungry,
yeah.
but I could definitely go for some oysters. I would make
I'm
space
not
for
hungry,
that
but I would eat a couple dozen with you right now.
right now.
We could sit in Zuni, sit in the corner, eat some oysters, have a martini. Hello.
That would be good. I would do that. I miss you so much. We haven't seen each other in forever. I mean, it's
I know.
really been a long time.
Long time. I need to get down there.
When was the last time you were in New Orleans? What was it, before the pandemic?
When you picked me up at the airport. No,
Right.
this last April.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I honestly, I just had a minute there. I was like, I know you've been there before. I know you've been there here since then, but I was like, I'm bugging out for a moment now. That's right. Of course, right. I remember in the smoothies, we got the smoothies, Graveyard Street. You're right. Okay, sorry. I was like, it can't possibly be that long. Am I having a moment? I had a moment. Sorry. Yeah.
Remember you picked me up at the airport?
Oh, I do. Yeah, now I do. I do. And you were sick. You weren't feeling well.
I had
You had a
migraine.
migraine.
I had a
You were
migraine.
sick. You had a terrible migraine. Yeah, that was horrible. I'm sorry for that.
As I was flying into New Orleans, I was getting a migraine, and you're like, "Girl, I'm picking you up. We're gonna," and
I brought
and we
you.
didn't
I
get your
brought you a
house.
Paloma. I brought you a Paloma in the car because that's how I do. I always pick people up with a cocktail in the car because I don't give a fuck. True story. And
you bought me Paloma, and I'm like ready to throw up in your car.
You're like
No.
throwing up, and I was like, oh shit. Well,
guess I'll drink it. Yeah, I did a gig at your
and
house.
I made sure you were
Walter.
I made sure you were okay. You stayed at my house.
Oh, you were the
yeah.
you were the bomb shit nurse.
We did a porch concert. I mean, that's so crazy. I literally had a minute where I was like, porch concert. The whole thing went right out the window. I was like, have we seen each other since 2019? I was like, Gina, what planet are you on? I don't know. Welcome to my world. Early onset. What can I say? I don't even know anymore.
I had to. Scott. The reason I knew this. I knew that
that's straight up embarrassing. Oh my God.
Scott goes, she performed at your house.
I know. I know that now, but I mean, you just.
But yeah, you were the best nurse. I got off the plane. I was like, oh. Yeah.
I'm so glad that I was good to you. I try.
You were.
I try.
You were, and then we did the show that night. I was like, Gina, you gotta do the show. I'm gonna go throw up, and then we can do the show.
I know. You did that too. You did. You were on point too. You were looking good. It was crazy. I was like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it, girl.
You just do it. Just like you do what you do.
I don't know how I do it. That's why I can't remember stuff like that. It's see, I can't talk about work. It's like I love my job. I do. I love my job. It's just very stressful and makes me crazy.
I'm speaking of work. I'm gonna go do some laundry right now, and then some dishes.
Oh, I just did all that right before we got on. So yay! Yeah,
I started the process, and then I got to finish.
Had to take a dip.
Up, and yeah, I miss you.
All right. Well, I miss you too. We'll talk soon. Talk.
So put a Post-it up. Bras 11/11.
Will do. I'll put it on my fridge. Cause look, I already have this here. So I'll just put I wanted 3 things on my refrigerator. 3 things. You, Harry Lee, and my some tile from my friend, a friend of mine who has a tile company here. So that's it.
I love you.
I'm gonna do a lot of refrigerator stuff. That's it. So I'll put it underneath that. It says bras, and I will set a date with you. It'll be fun.
All right.
All right.
Super
Okay.
fun. I'm going to give you another standing concert applause, standing ovation right here, right now. Gina Melita, everybody. It's Thursday,
Right.
January 12th, 2023. Love hard.
Love hard. Thanks, Jenna. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.